Let's talk about French fries. Welcome back to Sprung On Food. I'm your host, Kay Sprung. This season, we're talking about favorite foods, the history behind it, and the role it plays in the world today. Joining me today is stand-up comedian Gus Constantellis. Gus, welcome.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Well, I am very excited that you are here. You are a very funny person. You are also a foodie who loves to cook. So I'm glad that you're here to join me to talk about your favorite food, which is French fries. You've got to tell me all about your relationship with this food and why it is your favorite.
So I was shocked that no one picked this for this podcast because it's such a simple food that like everybody loves. Like I feel like every country basically runs on French fries in Europe and America. So like that was the takeaway that my friend in Greece had when she went to visit. She was literally like, I didn't realize that Greek food ran on French fries. Everywhere I go, there's French fries. Like all of Europe runs on French fries. And I was like, yes, it's very important. And like, I don't know, as a kid, loved French fries because it was the thing that my mom made to get me to eat the things that I didn't like.
It was like a lure in food.
Yes, it was like her version of like the here comes the choo-choo train. It was like a pile of French fries instead. So it was, if there was lentil soup and I hated lentil soup, she would make me like a little side of French fries. And then she would threaten me with, if you don't eat this lentil soup, you cannot have these French fries. So it was part punishment, part like reward based, like, I don't know, whatever, but it worked, baby. And now I'm obsessed with French fries. And honestly, like, if I could eat French fries every day, I could. And I do eat French fries like 3 or 4 times a week. And it's something like, I'm never going to pull back. I love them so much. Anything you do with French ketchup also is like my favorite thing in the world. So you have to imagine that like, it's just, yeah. And my friends would get jealous because a match made in heaven. I actually just came back from Cape Town, South Africa, and they have the best ketchup there that I've ever had in my life. And I brought back a bottle and I'm rationing it off like a Russian communist right now because it's so good.
Tell me about this ketchup. What makes it so special?
So first of all, everything in South Africa is like really freshly made. So this ketchup has like no preservatives. It's 5 ingredients. It's literally tomatoes, salt, vinegar, spices, water. Like that's it. So you're like, and apparently my friend who's Cape Townian was telling me that like back in the day, the commercial for the all gold ketchup was 38 tomatoes crammed into one bottle. So it's literally 38 tomatoes in one bottle of ketchup.
Oh, wow. So you're getting all of your vitamins and nutrients out of this one bottle. Good job.
Truly everything. Yeah. It's delicious and it tastes so good. I can't explain it. Like I'm probably going to send you a bottle after this.
Oh my God. I would be honored. And hopefully they will one day become a sponsor of this podcast, maybe of your tours, all of the above.
I hope so too. Yeah. I didn't think I would cheat on Heinz, but here I am, you know?
Listen, there's always a world of discovery ahead. And, you know, maybe domestically you can keep supporting our Pennsylvania-based Heinz, but everywhere else maybe that can be your quest.
But yeah, I love French fries. And my mom, it's funny because my mom used to make them like fried potatoes. She would like cut up potatoes and like fry them on a frying pan. And all my friends were like in shock. They were like, I've never seen this before in my life. And I'm like, what are you talking about? That's literally how you make French fries. So I was getting like freshly cut French fries at home. Like I'm talking like Five Guys types of fries. So they were delicious.
Wow. Between the hand cut fresh fries and this South African 5 ingredient tomato, this is spectacular. You have had like the most elevated and wholesome version of this combination. I'm very envious.
Oh yeah. It's great. It's lovely.
Now, are there any establishments that make a fry that has captured your heart in that same way as your mom's fries? Or, I mean, nothing will come close, I'm sure.
What a great question.
Yeah.
So, because I have it broken down, baby. Okay, because there's the fast food
Do you
fries,
have a spreadsheet?
and then you got to rank all. Well, I don't have a spreadsheet, but I do know my shit. Okay, because
Okay,
I
okay.
love. First of all, my favorite, if it's fast food, my favorite is probably a Five Guys fry. I love a Five Guys fry. It's delicious. They do cut the potatoes, right? You do see them cutting the potatoes. It's a
Love
delicious
that.
fry, and they give you like pounds and pounds of fries. They don't just give you like a little cup of fries. They give you like enough to feed a small family, which I love.
Mm, lo-
But for me, top tier is McDonald's.
Is
Like
that right?
McDonald's is untouchable. Like it's up
Okay.
here and then everything else starts over here because McDonald's fries,
Wow.
like you're telling me like Friday night, 4 a.m., you're going home. You get a 10-piece and a medium fry. Is it not the best thing you've ever had in your life? It's so good. I love a McDonald's fry. Um, and then I also am very partial to like a diner, like an old school Brooklyn
Right.
diner steak fry, like a thick, juicy steak fry is just delicious. So those are
Oh,
probably my three, and then they go from there. A Burger King fry? No, absolutely not.
okay.
And Shake Shack? Absolutely not. I hate that crinkle cut bullshit. Get me out of here.
Okay. Yes,
I'm
they will not
I'm
be a
not
sponsor
seven
of this
years old.
podcast. Yes.
No, I am not 7 years old. I am not doing crinkle cut. This is not a birthday party at a bowling alley. Okay, get me a regular fry.
Well, to better understand and appreciate our food that we've come here to talk about, your favorite French fry, we've got to know where it came from. Golden, crispy, and the ultimate sidekick to burgers everywhere, fries are beloved worldwide. But where did they come from and why do we call them French fries? Our tale begins not in France, but in Belgium. That's right, the Belgians
Mhm.
claim to have been frying up little potato strips as early as the late 1600s. According to local legend, villagers living near the Meuse River would fry small fish for their meals. But when the river froze in winter, they turned to potatoes, slicing and frying them in hot oil as a crispy alternative. Interestingly, the Spanish may also have a claim in the fry origin story. Spain was the first European country to bring potatoes back from the Americas in the late 1500s after their conquests in Peru. These New World tubers were initially viewed with suspicion, but eventually became a staple food across Europe. Spanish sailors and explorers played a key role in spreading potatoes to other regions, which laid the foundation for fried potato recipes to emerge. But wait, South America wants a seat at the fry table too. The oldest known mention of fried potatoes dates back to 1629 in Nacimiento, Chile. In Happy Captivity, a memoir published in 1673, Chilean writer Francisco Núñez de Pineda recalls his time as a prisoner of the Mapuche people. He describes eating papas fritas, fried potatoes, and how local women would send fried and stewed potatoes to the chiefs. While these early fries were probably butter fried potato cubes, the iconic stick shaped fry likely came from Europe. Gus, when it comes to fries, these days there are so many different sizes and shapes. Would you have considered these cubed shaped versions fries?
I like a cube. I'm down
Mm-hmm.
for a cube. I will say I went to Spain last summer and I did have a lot of papas fritas, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And they were like they're thick and juice, like they are like nice and I mean they're kind of cubey, I would say, and they're very
Mm-hmm.
good. They're very, very good. I got my fill up. I went to this one restaurant that had these like the most delicious papas fritas I've ever had in this little bowl. And then this sauce was so good. And then as I ate them, I realized there was chicken wings underneath. And they were like
What?
surprise, like chicken wings in the bowl. And they were like the most delicious little chicken wings I've ever had in my life. And I was gagged. I literally left the restaurant like texting people, being like, you don't know what just happened.
What? Nowhere was it advertised PS
No.
under a bed of chicken wings?
I literally got like it was like a four tapa sampler platter, and she explained everything to me. And I
Yeah.
was trying to practice my Spanish, so maybe this is where I
Sure, sure,
lost her. But I
sure.
swear to God, I read the menu and it just said papas fritas. And so yeah, I'm totally down for a cube. Is where I'm at with that. The Chileans creating French fries makes a lot of sense to me because the potato, right, was never really native to Europe,
Correct.
was it?
Yeah.
And neither was the
No,
tomato. So even like
you are
potatoes,
correct.
tomatoes, it's funny because like Portugal, I feel like has really been the only country that's really maintained like traditional Mediterranean
Mm,
flavors, where like old school traditional Mediterranean flavors, like native. because a
Mm-hmm.
lot of the other places like Spain, especially Greece, have added so many tomatoes to things that like, and it's not really a
Yes.
native, you know, a vegetable or fruit. I don't know, what is it, a fruit or a vegetable?
Yeah,
It's a
tomato
fruit,
is
right?
a fruit. Yes, yes. I have an
Yeah.
episode, The History of
So,
Tomatoes. You can check that out. Yes.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's just interesting to me that like, yeah, Portugal is really the only one that kept up the like really true to native like actual flavors, whereas everywhere else was like, here's potatoes
Right.
up the
They
wazoo.
they embraced it. They saw it and they were like, "This is really good stuff. We gotta have it."
I think they went to South Africa and they had the ketchup and they were like gagged. So they were like, we have to, we're taking over, baby.
You nailed it. That's exactly what happened. Well, potatoes were so valuable that in 1771, the French Academy of Sciences recognized them as an essential crop that could prevent famine. This recognition was largely due to the efforts of Antoine Augustin Parmentier, a French pharmacist and potato advocate. Parmentier even held lavish potato themed dinners to convince the French elite that potatoes were safe and delicious. And if this kind of activism sounds familiar to another episode, you'd be right. And if it doesn't, you should check out the History of Tomatoes episode on YouTube or available wherever you get your podcasts. Now, here's where things get a little shady. American soldiers stationed in Belgium during World War I encountered these delicious fried potatoes. Since French was the dominant language spoken in southern Belgium, the soldiers called them French fries, and the name stuck. So they may be Belgian by birth, but the French took all the credit. Classic, right? But wait, what about France? Some argue that French fries may also trace their roots to Paris in the late 18th century. Street vendors along the Pont Neuf Bridge were known to sell pommes frites, fried potatoes, to hungry Parisians. This was around the time of the French Revolution, when potatoes became a cheap, accessible food for the masses. And fun fact, Thomas Jefferson, who was the US ambassador to France in the 1780s, is believed to have brought the concept of fried potatoes back to America. He even served potatoes served in the French manner at a White House dinner during his presidency. And this man has popped up in a number of episodes of Sprung On Food too, so you can check out the history of mac and cheese and the history of cookies and cream for some of these cameos. Or
I do like
France.
Thomas Jefferson, I will say.
You do? Okay.
He's not a
For
bad one, I feel. Is he? Is he a bad one? I don't know. He seems like fine.
Listen, if you dig deep enough, you
Yeah.
can always find things. But he was a foodie, so we respect that, and he did end up bringing back certain concepts of a lot of these fantastic foods that we all know and love today back to the United States. So we gotta kind of give him a little tip of a hat for his culinary contributions, if for nothing else.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gus, we're imagining this Thomas Jefferson dinner where he's serving fries in the French manner. What do you think the reception was like at this White House dinner?
I mean, I was probably really fancy, right? So they probably had like this was like the fanciest French fry plating I've ever probably seen in my life. I can imagine,
Maybe. Or what if it was just like literally fries in a big dish? Like, I don't know.
right?
Do you think
I
people were
can't
loving
imagine
them?
that they I think people were like absolutely losing their minds. I think they
Oh.
like had a side of ketchup and they were like they took the corsets off and they were like fuck this, fuck the wig. Let's go fucking crazy right now. These are great. Cuz that would be my reaction if I've never had french fries before. I mean, have you ever had like I don't know if you okay, like a child loves a french fry. Like my mom when she was alive one time I hosted dinner for her at my apartment with my ex, and she brought my nephew, who was like 3 or 4 at the time. And halfway through dinner, he turns to her and he was like, I'm hungry. And she goes into her Louis Vuitton bag and whips out 2 fucking potatoes and goes, do you have a frying pan? And she like
What?
literally just very quickly made him french fries and then just like moved on with dinner. And so like I can only imagine that these people were also like this little kid where they had french fries and then the next day they were like we need some more fucking french fries immediately.
Oh my God. The Mary Poppins of French fry. Like just to be able to go into the
Can you
bag and be
believe
like,
that?
2 potatoes, let's rock and roll.
I thought it was so funny. And then my brother called me out because he's like, she started doing that because of you, bro.
And you're like,
And I
you're
was like,
welcome.
what? You're welcome. Yeah. I was like, what do you mean? He was like, yeah, when you were young, you didn't eat anything. So when she would go and bring you around to her friends' houses, she would bring potatoes with her all the time. So I was the reason. I started this in the family, apparently. Yeah.
Well, once French fries crossed the Atlantic, they exploded in popularity in the United States. By the 1940s and 50s, fries were the darling of the American diner. And when fast food chains like McDonald's came onto the scene, French fries became a global phenomenon. Now, speaking of McDonald's, did you know their signature fries helped put them on the map? Ray Kroc, the businessman who put McDonald's expansion into motion, once said that fries weren't just a side dish, they were the dish. Gus, can you guess how many pounds of fries they serve at McDonald's every day today?
How many every day today, all over the world or just in the US? Oh
Oh,
my
you know what?
God.
That's a good. I think it's worldwide. That's a really good
Okay.
clarifying question.
Only because like I went to the Philippines, right? And I'm like, you're on a boat, you're in the middle of nowhere, you're on this island, you're kind of secluded, and then you turn around and there's the fucking McDonald's logo. And you're
Right.
like, and you're
Those
like,
golden
I truly
arches.
could not be further away from everything I know. And here it is, baby. Like that and Coca-Cola. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like I feel like this is my conspiracy theory. I'm like, you can vote for
Okay.
whoever you want in any election that you want, but Coca-Cola and McDonald's are two corporations that run the world, baby. Like, but I would say, I don't know, like probably it's probably got to be at least over 10,000 pounds. How many pounds?
Okay, ready to have your mind blown? It's
I am, yes.
9 million pounds of fries every single day.
9 million?
Yes, 9 million.
Like a
Yes. So
million of that is me, right?
fries for all. Yes, thank you for your contributions. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. I contribute a lot to that. Ooh, okay. That's crazy. Wow. Wow.
But
Wow.
fast food fries are only part of the story. In the 1960s, frozen French fries revolutionized home cooking. Not at your home; they were made fresh, but for the rest of us plebeians. Thanks to innovators like J.R. Simplot, who partnered with McDonald's to supply frozen fries, people could enjoy crispy fries without leaving their homes. And get this, by the 2000s, the U.S. was producing over a third of the world's frozen fries. That's billions of pounds of frozen potato sticks making their way to tables everywhere. Now, we know your relationship to homemade French fries, but what do you think about frozen fries at home?
So I was going to say this. Well, if my mom was adamant about not making me French fries, I would always have like some frozen fries in the refrigerator for myself just in case. So I'm very partial to the Ore-Ida ones, but I kind of don't really like them anymore. Like they're not really that good. And as an adult, like I'd rather just cut up a potato and just fry it for myself. Like it's so much easier to just do that, in my opinion.
Well, and the quality, I'm sure, is going to be quite different. So
much better.
And you've also been spoiled by the best. So
I have
it's
been
understandable.
Truly spoiled, yeah. Yes. And now that I know how to make them myself, it's like it's over for you hoes, truly. Like
yes. Endless possibilities for yourself. I love that. Okay, well, brace yourself because in 2004, the USDA pulled a move that sounds like it came straight out of a comedy sketch. Under the advisement of a federal district judge from Beaumont, Texas, they officially declared batter-coated French fries a vegetable. Yeah, legally a veggie. Why, you ask? It wasn't some bizarre nutrition loophole to get kids to eat more fries, though imagine that school lunch pitch. It was all about trade regulations. Under the Perishable Agricultural Commodities Act, French fries didn't meet the criteria to be classified as a processed food, so instead, ta-da, they became a vegetable. This ruling became famously known as the French fry rule and was even upheld by the United States Court of Appeals for the Fifth Circuit in the case Fleming Companies, Inc. v. USDA. So, technically, if you've ever justified eating fries by saying, hey, potatoes are a vegetable, the US government has your back, sort of. But wait, it gets better. In 2022, a study analyzed 57,000 food products across the UK and Ireland to measure their environmental impact. The result? French fries actually have a lower environmental impact than many other foods. So, not only are fries legally veggies in the US, but they're also eco-friendlier than you might think. Who knew your favorite food was so multi-talented? Gus, potatoes as a veggie, yay or nay?
Okay, first of all, it's the only good rule or good law that America has ever put into place. Just to be honest, like out of everything we've done, we did one thing right in this stupid country, and that was that. But in terms of, I mean, it is a vegetable. I mean, I like that it is kind of eco-friendly. That actually makes me feel a lot better that I
Yeah.
am the Greta Thunberg of the French fry.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I think that's great. It doesn't make any goddamn sense, but it's great.
As long as we're happy with the result, that's all that matters. Now, going back to that same year in 2004, a political dispute between the United States and France led some American
Mm,
restaurants to rename
the
their
freedom
French
fries.
fries.
I was gonna say the freedom
Mhm.
fries. I remember this, baby. Yes. Okay. Sorry.
Yes. No. So what did you think about that whole issue topic?
It is kind of like it's weirdly similar to some of the things that are going on right now, where you're like, what? Okay, sure. I guess we'll do this today, and then tomorrow we'll go back to normal. Like even as a child, I remember being in McDonald's and seeing freedom fries on the menu, and my mom making some
Oh,
joke
did
about it, and my
they renamed him at McDonald's?
for like a week. It was like maybe 3 days.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
like a whole
Okay.
thing. Yeah, so it was like this whole thing, and then everyone was just making jokes about it. It was kind of like Luigi Mangione. It was like everyone's just kind of making jokes about this, and no one's taking
Right.
this seriously. And then it just went
Right.
away. And so, yeah, it just kind of like went away. It was so dumb. And I remember even as a kid being like, this is dumb. Like they're just called French fries. It's not that deep. And then
Right.
everyone around me just kind of like echoing that kind of, whatever sentiment.
Well, fast forward to today, and French fries are everywhere. From curly fries to waffle fries, crinkle cut, not your fave, to shoestring. There's a fry for every mood. They've even gone gourmet. Truffle fries, duck fat fries, poutine, you name it. And let's talk about poutine for a second. This Canadian classic combines crispy fries, cheese curds, and savory gravy. It originated in rural Quebec in the 1950s and has become a beloved comfort food with global fans. And around the world, fries take on unique twists. In the Netherlands, they're served with mayonnaise. In the United Kingdom, fish and chips reign supreme. In South America, you might find salchipapas, a mix of fries and sliced sausage. And in India, spicy masala fries bring the heat. Oh yeah, and sweet potato fries. Gus, how do you feel about sweet potato fries and some of these other fry dishes?
So the duck fat fries, I think they go too crazy. Like it's too much. Like we don't have to
Okay.
like dip them in duck fat. Like, all right, they're already bad enough. Like
Okay.
we're overdoing it. Like,
Mhm.
but they are good. So like when I do have them, it is gourmet, and I'm like, this is delicious. Sure, I do love a sweet potato fry. I love a sweet potato fry. It was
Yeah,
such a
right?
great.
They're so
It's
novel when
different
you see them
though.
on a menu. Yeah, it's a very different
Yeah,
flavor and taste, but it
yeah.
is really fun and exciting to see that on a menu sometimes. It's not
I
always that
love a sweet
common.
potato. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
All right, now if you're ready to nerd out on some food science, let's get into what makes the perfect French fry. The best ones
Mm.
go through a two-step frying process. First, you fry them at a lower temperature, around 325 degrees Fahrenheit. This cooks the potato all the way through, making sure that inside is nice and fluffy. Then, after a quick rest, you crank up the heat and fry them again at around 375 degrees Fahrenheit, giving it that golden exterior. Now, if you ever wonder why some fries are like crunchy clouds while others are just floppy potato sticks, it's all about starch. Potatoes are loaded with it, but if there's too much surface starch, fries get gummy instead of crispy. The fix? A good soak. You have to let your cut fries chill in cold water for at least 30 minutes or overnight if you've got time. This washes away excess starch and helps them crisp up. Just dry them really well before frying because water plus hot oil isn't cute. Now, when fries are first fried, the starch granules inside absorb water and swell up. This process, called gelatinization, is why the inside stays soft and fluffy. But then during the second fry, the starch molecules on the surface harden, forming that crispy shell. And that deep golden brown color, That's thanks to the Maillard reaction, a fancy name for what happens when heat causes amino acids and sugars in the potatoes to react, creating those delicious toasty flavors and golden brown color. This only happens at higher heat, which is why that second fry is so key. Gus, what do you think about the backstory of French fries?
So, not to be whatever, but I actually, that's what I do. I do soak them in water for like an hour. Yeah. So I knew that was how my mom did it. So she would soak them for an hour. She'd cut them, soak them, and then fry them. Yeah. So it does really help with the starch. Yeah. Yeah. You're supposed to soak them. She would do like an hour if she had time, but like, or 30 minutes, but like, yeah, the longer the better for sure. So that's how I do it. So I was like, yeah, yes, 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 yes. That's exactly how to do it.
Gold star for
That's
you.
the way,
Yeah,
baby.
I expected
yeah.
nothing less. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, yeah. And we do a little bit of, I mean, at the end, we do a little salt and oregano and then a little lemon.
Ooh, I like the oregano and the lemon.
That's the way, baby.
Bright
Yeah,
and
it's
refreshing.
good. You should try it.
I will.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a little bit of lemon, not to get them too soaked, but like a little bit of
Yeah,
lemon.
yeah, yeah. Just to give it a little bit of that brightness, right? A little bit of tang, a little bit of brightness. That's a good tip. I like that. Okay.
Oh, I got you.
Going to a Five Guys for their fries and then a little oregano and lemon on the fries. I love that. Ooh, yes. Well, fries also play starring roles in pop culture. In 1994, there's an iconic fry scene in the movie Pulp Fiction.
You know what they put on French fries in Holland instead of ketchup? What? Mayonnaise?
In the 2001 hit animated show Aqua Teen Hunger Force, one of the main characters, Frylock, is a floating box of fries with superpowers. Fries even have found their way into the Guinness World Records. The record for the world's largest serving of French fries was held in 2018. Chandresh Bayad organized an event in India, producing a serving of fries weighing, Gus, can you take a guess of how many kilograms and or slash pounds this record fries weighed?
100 kilograms.
Okay, well, by Price is Right rules, you win, but it's actually 659 kilograms, which is approximately 1,452.85 pounds.
I've been so off with these guesses. My God.
It's okay. This
Crazy.
is not common knowledge. So
yeah.
it's quite all right. In 2021, the record for the world's most expensive fries belongs to Serendipity 3 in New York City, where their creme de la creme pommes frites sell for, okay, you have a chance to redeem yourself. Do you want to take a guess at what they charge?
Oh my God. I know that's right across the street from my dad's store. So I'm like, I should know this. It's, I don't know, like $25. How much could they possibly charge for fries?
Well, they could charge $200 for fries. These luxury fries are made with chipperback potatoes, truffle butter, and 23-karat edible gold dust.
Oh, yes, the edible gold dust. That's what makes their shit so expensive all the time. Yeah. I know
they
the
probably
edible gold
are.
Dust thing. Yeah.
They probably are $25 before they add that on, and then they're like, it's not optional. So,
oh my God, that's so ridiculous. That's why I've never eaten there. There you go. This makes sense.
Yeah. It's fine. Keep supporting your other fry favorites.
Yeah.
And of course, we have the sayings Friday, FRYDAY, and fries before guys. Gus, can you think of any pop culture moments or final words that you have?
Oh, you know what I would love to do? I would love to throw. I did this once with pizza, but I would love to throw like a French fry party where we get French fries from different places and then different ketchups from different places like South Africa or like Europe or different things. And we do like a blind taste test of everything. And we just pick we have like a group of 10 and we like literally do like an actual taste test of like which is the best one and which is the best ketchup or dipping sauce, if you will.
Ooh,
that would be kind of fun.
That sounds excellent. And who is this judge of panels? Are these friends of yours? Is it a mix of industry experts plus some other fringe people? Who gets the esteemed position as a judge? Because I selfishly want to throw my hat in the ring. If you don't already have a curated group of people, I would love to be a part of this.
I have no group yet, but I did this with pizza a few years ago with like some of my friends where we ordered like 4 or 5 pies from like the neighborhood, and we all did like a blind taste test of the slices, and it was really fun. But yeah, like you're part of it. You can be the French fry taste tester. We can have everybody.
Well, Gus, thank you so much for joining me to talk about your love of French fries and helping me tell its story.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. This was so fun. And I actually learned a lot about French fries, and I was actually shocked by how much I already knew.
You were the
Which is
perfect
nice.
guest. Thanks for watching. You can find links and more info in the description below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet. See you next time.